I want to cover three common mistakes in the industry. The first mistake is waiting for luck on set. I heard from so many background actors that, they're expecting and waiting to be discovered, and they're just hoping that once they keep going to set that they're going to be upgraded to principal, as long as they take acting classes and make sure their look is intact. But that's not how this works. It is extremely unlikely to be discovered for a principal role while working as a background artist. That is not how it works. Casting, when they select the principal roles, when they select who has the speaking roles, when they select the co-stars, the guest stars, etc., that is all done before the production, before we're on set. So as background artists, we're not going to be on set expecting to get our principal role there. That's not how it works. That is one of the biggest mistakes that I've seen so far. You can be upgraded to a featured background where you'll be more visible, but that's not the goal here. The goal here is to land principal roles. So we want to avoid making this mistake. We don't want to wait for luck while working as a background artist on set to get that principal role. That's not how it works. Let's look at the next mistake that is very common among actors. The next mistake is self-tape blind spots. Failure to identify these self-tape blind spots will prevent us from creating industry standard self-tapes. I understand. I have lived this for years. We never get feedback on our self-tapes. It's either we book it or we don't. There's no, oh, you didn't book it because this wasn't there or this wasn't done correctly or this, right? And this is one of the things that really hold a lot of actors back because they don't know what they don't know. And so those self-tape blind spots are going to be a big mistake that a lot of actors make, is not identifying the areas that need to be improved. The third mistake here, that is training without purpose. As actors, we need a complete system for landing professional TV work. We have to see A to Z, and everything in the middle has to make sense, right? Like, if we're going to the gym, I love comparing acting to the gym. So you'll see me do that a lot. When we're going to the gym, we go with a vision in mind. Maybe it's to lose weight, maybe it's to bulk up and get more muscle, but we need to understand our end goal so we know exactly what to train and how to train. We need that complete system for acting as well. We need to understand why we are training in this fashion and not just training aimlessly without any purpose. Sometimes actors act just to act, right? We feel like if we're acting, we're doing scenes and we're going to acting class and they gave us new scene and they gave us some feedback that we're just getting better in our in all the opportunities that are come our way. And but I want us to just pause and really think about the classes, the acting classes we've been in. Did that help you in your acting career? Did it help you get into those rooms that we need to get into? What did you actually learn at the end of doing scenes in your acting class? Right? We have to have a purpose. And this really hit me about last year. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. I was in acting class and we were doing scenes, and the teacher would be like, okay, this should be, just should do this in the scene. And then we just go home, right? Next week, we do scenes and then okay, adjust this, or great work, awesome, go home. I started to think to myself, what am I learning? What am I gaining from going to the class? What is the lesson that I received? How can I apply this to my career? And that really highlights what we need to be training for. We need to be training for a purpose. When we are training and taking classes and doing our due diligence, we should be training for a specific reason to address a specific skill with a clear goal. One of the biggest mistakes that actors make is training with no real purpose. Those are going to be the common mistakes. And I'll let you think about these and just let that marinate while we proceed with today's lesson. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram, Lights Camera Ready, or email me at lightscameraready@gmail.com, and I'll get right back to you. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good rest of your day.